Hello everyone and welcome back to Make a Website Lessons on Codecademy. So in the last video we started the course and we looked at the heading and the paragraph elements. Today we're just going to still be looking at elements, and the first thing we're going to look at is anchor elements. Nice work, the web page is starting to come together. As you can see, we have a title, we have a subtitle, and then we have some text, a description in this case. What if you wanted to link users to a different web page, so a different part of your website, for example, or a completely web page altogether, so from your web page to YouTube or to, I don't know, Facebook, if you really wanted to, or Google as in it is in this example. The HTML anchor element makes it possible to do this with a single click. So the anchor element has the tag of A, but as you can notice, the opening tag is slightly longer. It still has a closing tag, and it's a normal closing tag, but the opening tag has href equals and then the link to where you want to redirect the user to. So anchor elements use an attribute to link users to a website. So an attribute, all it means is something equal to something. Just take it as that for now. Attributes customize the behavior of appearance of HTML elements. Anchor elements use the href attribute, which specifies the web page to link to. So in the example above, the text "click here for Google" links to google.com. And important web addresses such as google.com have a technical name, URL. I don't remember what it means. I'm pretty sure the L stands for link, but that's not that important. If you see URL, just think of web address or link or something like that, and it's fine. Instructions: let's create an anchor element to send visitors to a web page that lists cities where only bike sharing is available. Between the opening paragraph tags after the last sentence, enter this text. So I don't know if it wants me to copy it, but okay. Between them. Here is a list of where you can find us. So after that full stop, I'm going to do it like this. Hopefully it's not gonna complain. Good, it's not gonna complain that I edited it. Next, use an anchor element link to link the word list to the URL cities.html. So here is so we want to change list. So how we do this is make an opening tag A. I will do my normal thing of opening it and closing it, but then I will also edit the A tag to have an href equals to quotation marks. And notice that there is no space here. It usually doesn't cause any problems if you put a space there, but it might, so it's safest not to put a space there. And what we want to put between the quotation marks is cities.html in this case. What you could do is link it to a separate web page, but because this is Codecademy, we're just going to do it as cities.html, which is probably going to be in here. Yeah, as you can see. Okay, let's close that. Note cities.html is within the Ollie's site folder, so we do not need to specify a full URL. It's because it's like a local URL, so that's why. And we needed to place that around list. So let's see. I want the space there, and there we go. So also, if you put a space in here, so let's actually show this. So now list, it's just list that is blue and underlined. If you put spaces here, the spaces will also be underlined, and that doesn't look nice, so make sure that you put spaces before the element and not inside the anchor element. Or do it any way you want, but I think it looks better like this if that's the problem that you have encountered. So that's all to do with links. Let's move on. Or anchors, I guess. Good job. Creating links with the anchor element is a fundamental web development skill. It's very important because most things on a web page link to other things, which link to more things, because information. The diagram to the right illustrates the different parts of the anchor element syntax. In the diagram, notice the following. So any valid URL can be used for the value of the href attribute. So you can put anything that's valid in between the quotation marks. It's basically what it's saying. the URL must be enclosed with quotation marks. As you can see, there's a quotation mark there and a quotation mark there. If you don't, you will encounter problems. Text between the anchor tags can be as few or as many words as you like, or characters. And if you can also make it nothing, but then you won't be able to click anything. I think that you can even make it just a space, and you will be able to click the space if you really wanted that for some reason. Click next to learn how to add images to a web page. So these two, the anchor tag and the image tag, are slightly related, or they're similar in how they work. But the image tag is just a single tag. It doesn't have a closing tag. It has, so it itself is an opening and a closing tag. To add images to a web page, use the HTML image element, or IMG. But instead of href, you use src, which stands for source, and IMG for image. Just like websites have URLs, images on the web also have URLs. Image URLs typically end with the .jpg or png or jpeg, or I can't think of anything else right now, file extension. The src attribute sets the source for an image element. Image elements are self-closing, as I said, which means they do not need a closing tag, so it's only one tag. Let's use an image element to add a photograph to our web page. So you need to find an image. For this lesson, apparently there is already one provided, which is good. I prefer it that way. So in index.html, in the file that we're working in, not this one, we'll probably come on to that later on. On the line below the paragraph element, so about here, that's fine, add an image element. Use the following as the image URL. And we want img src equals something, and close it. And this is our link. Also notice that the link here is again in quotation marks, otherwise you will encounter problems if you don't do that. Remember, yep, as I said, I didn't even read that. Let's run that, and we should get an image, as you can see there. It is also possible to make an image a hyperlink, or put it in anchor tags. So that might be in the next lesson or section. If it isn't, I will cover it. So want to change the photo that the image element displays, simply set the value of src to a different photo's URL. So if you want a different image here, you can, you don't have to. I'm just going to leave it this for now. Here's another photo. Replace the current photo with this one and click run. Okay, sure, why not? Just change that between those two and everything goes fine. Good. Let's move on. Awesome, the photo makes the web page much cooler. It makes it kind of look realistic more. What's cooler than a photo, a video? Multiple photos put together that move after each other. Tricking your eye into thinking it's a video. The HTML video element can add video to a web page. So we have the video tag is, from what I can see here, has an opening and a closing tag. So the video element uses a number of attributes. Let's take a look at them. So width and height. Set the size of the screen that displays the video. So for example, in like YouTube, you will probably be watching this either in full screen or slightly to the side, so about this size. If you're watching it, you can also make it like a cinema size, so that. Each time you click a button to change the size of it, it changes that in a way. So normally, let's just think of it as a square this big as I'm moving my mouse around. The size would be set with width and height. Controls adds play, pause, and volume control. So if you have your own video, it kind of makes its own player without having to use something else's player. So, source src sets the URL of the video to play. Of course, you must tell it where to get the video from, otherwise nothing is going to show up. It's probably just going to be like a black screen. small mini screen. And type specifies different video formats, so you can have MP4. I can't actually think of any other video formats at the moment. You can probably Google them and find out that there are multiple video formats, not just MP4. Instructions. In the index.html, delete the image element so we can use that space on the web page for a video. Okay. Run. There we go. Next, below the paragraph element, create a video element. Use the code above as a guide. Okay, so if we're using that as a guide, let's just open and close video and video. That looks fine. And then we have source, which is its own tag. It doesn't have a closing slash, but okay. src equals, and then we will, I don't know what we need to use. Oh, this is probably what we need to use. That, and we need to give the video a width. I don't know. I guess we will see what it's going to tell us to set it to. Equals to something, and controls, because we want to be able to control the video. Next, below the paragraph element, create a video element, and so width and height attributes, a controls attribute, a source set to that. So we can set the width and height to anything. So I'm going to set it to 460 and height 360. I guess I can set it to 480 actually. Yep, that looks fine. And if we run it, we get a normal video size. So if you want to see the whole web page, you can click that button there, and it's going to toggle between this size and this size. So we're done with that. Click run to view the video in the web browser. Click the play button to play your video. When you've watched enough, click next to continue. So this is the video at the start. Again, I'm not going to show it just in case of copyright. But you can test out and you will see that you can actually go forward, backwards, click the play button to play it and then pause it and stuff like that. You can also use the volume control. And that's all for today. So if you guys have any questions, do feel free to ask in the comments down below. If you enjoyed watching this video, then please give me a like, share, subscribe, do all of that good stuff. Helps me out and encourages me to make more. If you have any suggestions of what you would like to see after this course, or if you're not enjoying this course and you would like to see another course, do feel free to tell me down below as well. And if you disliked it for whatever reason, click the dislike button and tell me in the comments down below why, so that I can improve for next time. But until that next time, thank you guys so much for watching, and goodbye.